We're on our way to Brazos Point Cemetery in Bosque County. But first, let's eat a good meal at Chewy's. Real Mexican food.
Next, we stopped for some fried pies. We could not pass this one up. They were delicious. There was a spooky Halloween doll, and that was a little scary, but it's okay. We got our pies. We got out of there. We were good.
On the way there is the old Brazos Point Bridge, which is an historical landmark and was built in 1914, so any family members that stayed in the area would have used it.
We finally made it to Brazos Point Cemetery. This cemetery is a very peaceful cemetery. There's a lot of wind chimes that you can hear throughout the air. It's basically on a piece of land out in the middle of nowhere, and there's lots of trees, so it's very peaceful. Cemeteries actually in the past used to be beautiful outdoor gathering places for different families, either picnicking or having their kids play, and just a place where people used to spend time together. And that's very interesting because that's not really how we think of cemeteries now. I guess somehow in our mind we got the idea that they're kind of spooky or creepy, but this one was actually very peaceful. Like I said, you could hear the wind chimes. It was a little bit of a somber feeling, but it wasn't bad. It just seemed very peaceful.
People like us who still enjoy visiting cemeteries are called cemetery tourists.
We did come to this cemetery to look for some very specific graves. So for a while, we were just wandering around trying to figure out where the actual plots were because we didn't have any phone reception to look at Find a Grave to figure out where the plots were because we were in the middle of nowhere. So after searching and searching, we finally found the graves that we were looking for.
Hello, family. I've traveled many miles through the back roads of Texas to come to Brazos Point Cemetery. And here we are. And we have found this gravestone. This is Miranda, the wife of Samuel Everett Mickey. So Miranda was born in Tennessee. And then she and her family moved to Missouri. And that's where she met Samuel Everett Mickey. And they had 14 children together. And one of them you know very well. Her name is Emma Annie Mickey Smith. Yes, she is the wife of Charlie Walker Smith. That was Miranda's daughter. Miranda was 40 years old in Richardson County, Nebraska, when she had her daughter, Emma Annie Mickey, there. She went on to have 2 more children. She was known for the white cotton socks that she knitted. Everyone got a pair.
In the 1880 census, we find the family was living here in Bosque County. Miranda actually died here in 1888 due to an abscess on her brain. And what about Miranda's husband, Samuel Everett Mickey? Well, he followed his daughter Annie's family when they moved up the Caprock to Floyd County and periodically lived with her until his death.
Interestingly enough, Charlie Walker was to lose his father here in Bosque County. Here is the gravestone for William Burley Smith. He died in 1900 and is buried here at Brazos Point Cemetery. He was a very interesting man, and we have a lot of information about him that we're going to share with you later.
Stay tuned for part 2 as we delve into the Boone family history. Boone. I recognize that name.
Hello, family. Pause, I forgot my mic.
Bloopers!
Here's some cuties from a few years back at the very same site. Welcome back to Brazos Point Cemetery in Bosque County, Texas. First, we're looking at Charlie Walker's grandparents, the Shepherd family. John Sessions Shepherd was born in Georgia in 1805. He became a farmer and a Baptist lay preacher in Mississippi. He married Rachel Sconnors around 1834 and they had 9 children. He's listed in the 1860 Holmes County Slave Schedule as having 1 male, 26-year-old slave. In 1862, their son Joseph was listed as a Confederate States Civil War casualty.
Their daughter, Sarah Ann Smith, Charlie Walker's mother, died in Cleburne, Johnson County, just north of here in January 1871. That same year, John Shepard and his family moved to Bosque County, Texas. Rachel, his wife, died here in Brazos Point in 1877, but her burial site is unknown. John died in 1880 and is buried here in Brazos Point Cemetery.
Here is the Boone gravestone. Daniel Boone came to Texas with the Shepherds and married the Shepherds' granddaughter, Flora Smith. They had 5 children. Daniel was a farmer and farmed in this area until his untimely death at the age of 36. Flora remarried and had 3 more children. In Aunt Sally's memoir, she wrote that this Daniel Boone was the nephew of the Daniel Boone, America's beloved frontier settler. Was he? This discussion has been going on since the 70s, maybe even longer. So I think we need an expert, like the Boone Society genealogists. I'll let you know what she says.
After the cemetery, we traveled 5 miles to Eulogy, Texas. And let me tell you, there is not a lot there. But we did find this cool bathhouse that, who knows, maybe our ancestors used. And of course, our adventure could not be complete without finding a Halloween-themed minion. Thanks so much for watching.